Good morning, everyone. Hope you all are fine and safe, and may the new year bless with you all with the wealth, health, and happiness. So, in the previous session, means before winter vacation, we have started a new chapter, that is acid, bases, and salts, right? In this chapter, in the previous session, we have studied about the acid, what are organic and inorganic acids. Then we have studied what are dilute and concentrated acids. Then we have studied general characteristics of acids that we were studying. Okay, that was not completed at that time. So today we will complete this. So today we will study about the general characteristics of acids. So let's take a quick revision of the previous session. Then we will start a general characteristics of acids. Okay, so in the previous session, as I told you, that acids, what are acids? Acids are those substances which are sour in taste. Okay, means for example like lemon, orange, okay, that Emily, that is called tamarind. Okay, so apple. So all these substances, all these edible items, okay, contains an acid. So that acid is called a organic acid. Okay, so first thing what we have studied this, that the substance which are sour in taste, that is acid, okay, or that contains acid. Clear? The second thing we have studied, that the substance which contain acid and that substance is edible, then that substance contains acid. Got it? And that is called organic acid. What I am saying, the substance which are edible and that contains acid, that is called organic acid. Like lemon contains citric acid, so citric acid is a organic acid. Like tamarind, imli, okay, that contains tartaric acid, so tartaric acid is a organic acid, because imli, tamarind we are eating. Okay, so like grapes, apple, okay, all these substances we are eating, and grapes, apples also contains acid. So like malic acid, like oxalic acid, tartaric acid, citric acid, these are present in edible items. Okay, so those acids which are present in edible items, okay, that is called organic acid. Citric acid, tartaric acid, oxalic acid, malic acid, these are organic acids. Okay, then we have studied about the inorganic acids. Inorganic acids are also called a mineral acid. Inorganic acids are also called a mineral acid, right? What are mineral acid? Mineral acids are we get from the earth crust. Okay, we are synthesizing in the lab. They are very harmful for using directly concentrated acid, like nitric acid, sulfuric acid. Okay, so nitric acid, sulfuric acid, okay, carbonic acid, these are what? These are mineral acids. Okay, so H2SO4, HNO3, HCl, hydrochloric acid, these are what? These three is the main inorganic acid, or you can say these three are the mineral acid, like HCl, hydrochloric acid, okay, H2SO4, sulfuric acid, HNO3, nitric acid. Okay, so these three are the concentrated I told you, like those solution which contains more amount of acid and less amount of water, that is called a concentrated acid, or pure acid is also called a concentrated acid. Okay, in which we are not adding a water, or we are adding a very little amount of water, that is called a concentrated acid. What are dilute acid? So dilute acid, in which we are adding a large amount of water and less amount of acid, that is called a dilute acid. Okay, so this is the difference between the concentrated and the dilute acid. So mineral acid are mostly concentrated acids. Okay, organic acids are mild and weak acids. Okay, organic acids are mild and weak acids. They are present in the edible items, and these are like citric acid, tartaric acid, oxalic acid, malic acid. So this is the difference between the organic acid and inorganic acid. I hope these things are clear to you all. Okay, now let's begin the general characteristics. I think three characteristics I have told you in the previous session. So let's begin that. General characteristics. general characteristics of acids. Okay. So first characteristics we have studied that they are sour in taste. They are sour in taste. So acids are sour in taste. When you will taste acid, they are sour in taste. Okay. Now the second point we have studied in this, that indicator like litmus. So if we test that whether our solution is acid or not, acidic or not, so we will use for that the indicator. Okay, like litmus indicator, I told you in the previous session about the litmus indicator. Acid turns litmus paper or litmus solution from blue to red. Okay, so acid turns blue litmus to red in color. Okay, so acid turns blue litmus to red in color. Okay, what a litmus? I told you litmus is an indicator. What a litmus? Litmus is an indicator. Okay, is an indicator. What are indicator? Indicator tells whether our substance, whether our solution is acidic or basic. Okay, by changing its color or by giving a different color in different solution or different media. Okay, that is what a indicator. Again I am saying, what are indicator? Indicator tells whether our substance, our solution, for example, I am giving you the two substance or two solution. Okay, and I asked to you that which one is acid and which one is base. So how you will identify? You will use indicator for that. Okay, you will take, either you can take a litmus paper or litmus solution, both you can take. Okay, anyone you can take. So take a litmus paper and dip in both the solution. If blue color litmus paper turns into red, for example, you dipped, I have taken this one solution, okay, and take a paper and dip in this solution. So what you will get? You will observe that the blue color litmus paper turns in red. If the blue color litmus paper turns in red color, that means our solution is acidic. Got it? If you dip in this solution, okay, if you dip a litmus paper in this solution, okay, and that red color litmus paper changes to blue color. Okay, you have to take a red color and dip in this. If red color changes to blue color, okay, that means our solution, our substance is basic in nature. So that is what indicator tells. Okay, so litmus is an indicator. From where we are getting this litmus, this indicator? From a lichen plant, a very small plant. I told you about this lichen plant. Okay, so from the lichen plant we are getting this litmus indicator. Got it? So it tells whether our solution is acidic or basic by giving a different color in different solution or different media. Okay. Now next, third one is acid corrode most of the metals. Okay, so acid corrode metals. Acids corrode, or you can say destroy metals. Okay, then fourth one, when you will react the acid with the carbonate or hydrogen carbonate compounds, when you will react acids with the carbonate or hydrogen carbonate compounds, it always liberate or evolves carbon dioxide gas. Got it? Listen what I am saying. When you will react, when acid reacts with, here I am writing, then I have given the example also in the last session. Today also I will give to revise that. Okay, so acids react with carbonates or hydrogen carbonate. Okay, carbonate or hydrogen carbonate give CO2, carbon dioxide, to give or to evolve carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so acids when react with carbonates or hydrogen carbonate, it gives carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so that's what I am writing here. Acid reacts with carbonates or hydrogen carbonate to give carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so let's take an example of this, then you will understand well. Okay, so let's see the example of this. Example that when acid reacts with carbonate compound or hydrogen carbonate compound, it evolves carbon dioxide gas. So when acid, for example like sulfuric acid, H2SO4, when H2SO4 reacted with the carbonate compound or hydrogen carbonate compound. So carbonate compound, let's take sodium carbonate compound, okay, Na2CO3, sodium carbonate. In this compound, carbonate is there, okay. So when acid react with the carbonate, it is a carbonate compound or a hydrogen carbonate or bicarbonate. So I will give the example of that one also. So when acid react with the carbonate compound, it gives sodium sulfate Na2SO4 plus H2O and plus CO2, carbon dioxide, okay, CO2. Got it? So when acid react with the carbonate compounds, it gives sodium sulfate Na2SO4, water and carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide is a gas which will liberate or evolve from this reaction. Okay. For example, like take hydrochloric acid HCl. When HCl reacted with the carbonate compound like Na2CO3, okay, what it will give? It will give salt like NaCl plus H2O and plus CO2, carbon dioxide gas, again will liberate. So that's what in this characteristics it is saying, that when acid react with the carbonate compounds, it always liberates carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Again I am giving the example like, take example like sulfuric acid H2SO4, when reacted with the sodium hydrogen carbonate, okay, then the same product it will give like sodium sulfate Na2SO4 plus water H2O and plus carbon dioxide, it will liberate. So when acid, whether it is sulfuric acid or hydrochloric acid, when acid reacted with the carbonates or hydrogen carbonates compound, it always evolves carbon dioxide gases. Got it? So this is the examples of this characteristics number 4. Okay, they liberate carbon dioxide gas when reacted with the carbonates compound or hydrogen carbonate compound. Got it? Try to learn all the formulas and reactions whatever I am telling you in the class. Got it? Now come to the next characteristics, what it is saying. Let's see. Okay. Yes. Now let's see the next characteristics. That is characteristic number 5. So what it is saying, they lose their acidic property when they react with bases. Okay, bases like metal oxides, hydroxides, ammonium hydroxides. These are bases. Okay, so they lose their acidic property. Listen here. They lose their acidic property. Okay, they lose their acidic property when they react with bases. Okay, so they lose their acidic property when they react with lose. They lose their acidic property when they react with base. Okay, so acids lose their acidic property. They lose their property when they react with base. Base, that is metal oxide. Okay, metal oxides, metal hydroxides. Okay, metal oxides, metal hydroxides, or ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide. Okay, so they lose their acidic property when they react with bases like metal oxides, metal hydroxides, or ammonium hydroxides. Okay, these reactions actually called a neutralization reaction. So these reaction is called neutralization reaction. Remember this, neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reaction? When acids react with bases and acids lose their acidic property. Okay, so that reaction is called neutralization reaction. Clear? So this is the 5th property. Let's take an example of this to understand it well. Okay, so not like this. So first of all, I will tell that what are bases like metal oxides, metal hydroxide. So I am writing here bases. Okay, metal oxide I said, right? Metal, it is M. Okay, metal oxide. So metal oxide example like CuO, MgO, these are what? These are bases. Li2O. Okay, sodium oxides, Na2O. So these are the metal oxide. Copper oxide, magnesium oxide, okay, lithium oxide, sodium oxide. These are metal oxides. Copper, magnesium, lithium, sodium. These are what? These are metals. Okay, with oxygen. So that is why it is called a metal oxides. Name, chemical name is copper oxide, magnesium oxide, lithium oxide, sodium oxide. Got it? Okay, like hydroxide I said. Okay, so metal hydroxide like KOH, potassium hydroxide. K is a symbol of potassium. KOH, potassium hydroxide. Okay, Then calcium hydroxide, COH whole twice, calcium hydroxide. Here you can take example of calcium oxide also. Okay, calcium hydroxide. So these are what? These are the example of metal oxide. Calcium oxide, sodium hydroxide also you can take, NaOH, sodium hydroxide. So KOH, potassium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice, calcium hydroxide, NaOH, sodium hydroxide. You can see here that always the hydroxyl group, OH group, hydroxide group is combined with the potassium, means combined with the metal. Like potassium is a metal, calcium is a metal, sodium is a metal. So metal hydroxide, metal oxide, these are the examples of bases. Metal oxides are the bases, metal hydroxides are the bases. Okay. Then I said ammonium hydroxide. Okay, this is also the example of base, NH4OH. Ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. Okay, NH4OH. So bases, you have to remember these things, that these compounds are the bases, which contains oxide group, which contains hydroxide group, that are called the bases. Okay. So what it is saying, that when the acid react with the bases, it loses its acidic property and it gives salt and water, and this reaction is called a neutralization reaction. When acid react with the base, let's take an example of acid. Acid, like example of acid, see here. Okay, acid. Write some compounds of acid like H2SO4, sulfuric acid. Okay, HCl, hydrochloric acid. HNO3, nitric acid. H2CO3, carbonic acid. Got it? These are what? These are acid. These are mineral acid, inorganic acids. Okay. So let's take example of this, like HCl. Okay, so like sulfuric acid. So let's take example. So when HCl react with the bases, so let's take a base. You can take metal oxides also, you can take metal hydroxides also. So I'm taking here the metal hydroxide. Okay, NaOH. So when acid, you can see here, acid reacts with the bases, it gives a new compound, that is salt. So when it reacts, they lose their identity and they form a new compound. So acids lose their identity, means their acidic property. Okay, and they give salt and water. So NaCl. Okay, this Na will go with this Cl. Got it? See, NaCl. What is left? HHO, that is H2O, water. Got it? HCl, hydrochloric acid, NaOH, sodium hydroxide, NaCl, sodium chloride, H2O, water. So this reaction, when acid react with the base, this is what? This is acid, and this is what? This is base. So when acid react with the base, it gives salt. Okay, this sodium chloride is salt and this is what? Water. So when acid react with the base, it gives salt and water, and this reaction is called neutralization reaction. This reaction is called neutralization reaction. Remember this. Got it? Now come to the next topic. Next topic is acids contain replaceable hydrogen atoms. Always I am writing all the reaction in their symbols, in their formulas, right? I am not using here the word or word equation. I am not writing. What chemical reactions I am not writing. I am always writing the reactions in their formula. So try to learn all the formula. Got it? That's why I'm telling the name also, that this one is magnesium oxide, this one is sodium hydroxide. So watch the video, repeat 2 to 3 times and try to learn all the formula. Got it? Okay, so next topic is acids contain replaceable hydrogen atom. So acids contain replaceable hydrogen atoms. Okay, so acid contains replaceable hydrogen atoms. Now the definition, it is saying that an acid is a compound that contains hydrogen atom which is wholly or partially replaced by metal or positive radicals. Listen here. Acid is a compound which contain hydrogen atom, first see the definition, then I will explain this. Okay, which contain hydrogen atom. Okay, which acid is a compound which contain hydrogen atom which can be wholly or partially, you can write completely also, wholly or partially replaced by metal or positive radical Okay, so an acid is a compound which contain hydrogen atom which can be wholly or partially replaced by metal or positive radical. Okay, so acid, one more thing, that every acid must contain a hydrogen atom. When you are saying like HCl, if you are writing, you can see here that in this acid compound, hydrochloric acid compound, this is what hydrochloric acid. Okay, so in this hydrochloric acid compound, it contains a hydrogen atom, you can see here. Okay, let's talk about H2SO4. In this you can see here, in this sulfuric acid, 2 hydrogen atom is there, right? Let's talk about nitric acid, HNO3, nitric acid. So in this, 1 hydrogen atom is here. So every acid compound contains an hydrogen atom. Got it? Every acid compound contains hydrogen atom, with a 1, with a 2, or with a 3. Phosphoric acid like H3PO4, H3PO4. In this, 3 hydrogen atom is here, you can see. Got it? So every acid contains hydrogen atom. That's what it is saying. Acid is a compound which contains hydrogen atom. Acids are the compound which contains hydrogen atoms. Okay, which can be wholly or partially replaced by metals. Okay, so this what I'm going to show you, that how this hydrogen is replaced by metals. How these hydrogens are replaced by metals. Okay, so let's see the reaction of this. This chapter is very important. Whatever the people have doubt, you can ask to me in the live session, okay, regarding this topic or in this chapter. So I'm going to show you the reaction of this, that how this hydrogen in the acid compound is replaced by metal. Okay, so let's see HCl example. This one is the example. So when HCl react with the metal compound, you can take here again bases. In bases, metal atoms are there, right? For example, like sodium hydroxide, if you have taken NaOH, you can take KOH also. Okay, KOH. This one is also, it is in this compound also metal atom is here. NaOH. In this compound also Na is there. Okay. So copper oxide also you can take. In this also copper is there. So these are what? These are the metals. Got it? These are the metals. So we can use these compounds to replace hydrogen atom from the acid. So HCl when reacted with the sodium hydroxide, okay, in this sodium hydroxide is a base also, and in this base metal atom is there. So this metal atom will replace this hydrogen. Okay, this metal atom will replace this hydrogen and it take a place of hydrogen. This sodium, this Na, only this Na will replace this, kick out, this sodium will kick out this hydrogen atom from this acid compound. Got it? So it forms NaCl because this Na kicked out this hydrogen, it replaced this hydrogen and forms NaCl. Okay, when it will kicked out, when it will be replaced, then it forms, come here and forms with HHO, H2O. Okay, so you can see here this metal atom replaces this hydrogen and forms NaCl. Got it? In the same manner, we can do in this also, like HCl with KOH. Okay, in this also the potassium metal will replace this hydrogen and itself form KCl plus H2O. Got it? So hope this one is clear. Now the question arises that here I have taken acid compound in which only one hydrogen atom is there, right? Here in these reactions I have taken an acid compound which contain only one hydrogen atom. But what about this acid, H2SO4? It contains two hydrogen atoms, right? So how it will be replaced? Let's see with an example. So I am rubbing this definition, then we will write the reactions. Acid compound which contain only one hydrogen atom like HCl, okay, so it will be replaced by a metal atom and you will react with the metal compounds, okay, so it will be replaced by a metal atom, okay, and forms the salt and the water. Now come to like sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Okay, so when you take an acid which contains two hydrogen atom, okay, this acid compound contains two hydrogen atoms. So this hydrogen, these two hydrogen is replaced by metals one by one. These two hydrogen atoms from this acid compound replaced one by one. First of all, one hydrogen atom replaced by one metal. Okay. Then the second one replaced by, in the another step, by another metal. Okay. See what I am saying. So two hydrogen atom is there in this acid compound. Now let's take a metal compound like sodium hydroxide. In this base you can see here that sodium metal is there. Okay. So this sodium metal replace this hydrogen, but one sodium metal replace only one hydrogen. One sodium metal replace only one hydrogen. Got it? So it will form Na. Okay. One hydrogen is replaced by one sodium metal, so only one is left. One is replaced, So only one is left here in this compound. So NaHSO4. Okay, and one hydrogen which is replaced, that will come here and combine with this OH and forms H2O. Got it? Now you can see here that in this compound one hydrogen is still left. Okay, so again what we will do, we will take this compound NaHSO4, sodium hydrogen sulfate or bisulfate. Again we will react with this sodium metal, sodium compound like sodium hydroxide. So now you can see here this sodium metal will replace this hydrogen atom, okay, from this compound, and then it will form now Na and Na, 2 Na, so Na2SO4. Got it? And this hydrogen is replaced by this. So this will come and combine with this OH, This will come and combine with this OH as in the first step. Okay. So it will give H2O again. Got it? So one by one in two steps. In step 1, this is step 1 and this is step 2. So you can see here that if in an acid compound only one hydrogen atom is there, then it will replaced by only one metal atom. Okay, and this reaction will complete in one step. Okay, but if an acid compound contains two hydrogen atoms, like sulfuric acid, then how it will be replaced? It will be replaced in two steps by metals. Okay, see this. In step 1, one hydrogen atom is replaced by one sodium atom. Okay, one sodium metal atom. Then it forms a sodium hydrogen sulfate. Then only one is left, NaHSO4. Okay, it forms one hydrogen is still left in this compound. Then again we will take this compound and we will react with the sodium hydroxide. Then again this sodium metal atom will replace this hydrogen, okay, and forms Na2SO4 H2O. Now in this compound you can see that nothing not a single hydrogen atom is here in this compound. Got it? Because it has replaced all the hydrogen atom by a sodium metal atom. Got it? So hope so that these things are clear to you all. If 3 hydrogen atoms present in the acid compound, then also it will be replaced by metal atom, but one by one in step wise. Got it? In step wise we have one by one. First one hydrogen we have replaced, then in the second step then another hydrogen we have replaced. Got it? So one by one we have replaced this hydrogen atom from the acid compound. Got it? And how it is replaced? It is replaced by a metal atom. Clear? So I hope that these things are clear to you all. If any confusion occur, then don't worry. Ask me in the live session. I will sort out that problem. Got it? So this one is clear. Now the action of acids on carbonates. Okay. So today we don't have time to study further in this chapter. We will discuss next topic in the next session. Okay. So whatever I told you, whatever I taught you today, just learn it, all the reactions, all the formulas, and the homework of today is that you will study the uses of acids. Okay, means table 7.3. So uses of acids you will study, and if you have any doubt in this uses of acids in this topic, then you can ask to me in the live session. Thank you.